Hello, galactic travelers. Happy Friday night. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm like, time is not on that whole, it's Friday night schedule anymore. It's really cool to be out of that whole matrix of time, but it's also different. Couple of topics are popping up, and might cover both of them. I don't know for sure where we're headed today. Hope everyone is feeling and tuning in to this water vibe that we have going on. I don't know if you guys feel it, but we kind of are just like floating along like this, and this Neptune's like 2 degrees from just about everything. We've got a party going on in Pisces, and this air mama don't understand this water energy that much. So if you're feeling just a little in the clouds, a little disconnected, know that it's this Pisces, it's this water energy. So feeling it in our bodies, kind of feeling that energy come over us. Even the way I feel like I'm talking today is just a little bit dreamy. So let's talk about healing. Early on, whenever I had my activations and stuff, and I started, it's hard. I'm trying to remember now all these lessons and all these healings that were brought to me by other people, or these were knowings, or just we get gifted with a lot of different healing techniques. And so it's come up this week that one of the viewers reached out to me that the person that she's in a relationship with just got back from the doctor and had this mass behind his eye. And I told her, hey, hold on, wait a minute. Remember, if you or he or we accept that ailment, if we accept that diagnosis, which diagnosis just means diagonals. So if you just think of like diagonals cutting through our energy field, these are just blocks. Growing up with healthcare and migraines and issues and being medicated and being told that I have an enlarged nerve, that I might need brain surgery, on antidepressants my whole life pretty much because of my migraines. I personally, Christy, understand how it's hard to give up this whole healthcare perception. But it is a perception that was ingrained into our templates in the matrix in order to control us and to poison us. It's a man-made thing to accept, that we're going to die in an X amount of time, or that we're going to get XYZ because someone in our family had XYZ. These are conditions that came down through man. This is how they suppressed us. The reason that medications work is because we believe that they're going to work. It's all a mental, again, that galactic perspective of a mental story. So when an ailment pops up in our bodies, whether it be a pain in the hip or a mass behind your eye, remember, we're just energy. If there's something in your body getting your attention, then we have to acknowledge it, and we have to start learning to talk to our bodies, because that's how we were made to do, right? We were our conscious mind is talking to our bodies. So a lot of us haven't even said hello to our bodies. How do you say hello to your body for the first time? Well, I have a little technique, and this is one that I'd love to share with you and see if it helps. Just check in with your body. Talk to your cells. You know, conscious living, we have to tell our bodies, you know, renew cells daily, activate DNA daily. You don't have to die in this incarnation to receive ascension and enlightenment. Big one. Because again, I've talked about this, your karma, you know, is this little trigger in your body. This is old energy karma. You can now ascend your karma if you talk to your body, develop a relationship with your body, explain to your body that how much you love and appreciate the karma that in past lives has basically put out a red flag that said, okay, it's time for this soul to go back to the other side of the veil, to come back into this life, into a new life, into a new program, into a new cycle, in order to try to achieve more, because our bodies were sending out red flashes when in the past, in other incarnations and other timelines, we had hit a block to where there wasn't anywhere else to move, right? We couldn't enlighten anymore. So our body sent up this red flag. Okay, time to go back to the other side of the veil, reincarnate, and let's go again. In this lifetime, we don't have to do that anymore. But this is all whenever you check in with your body. So if we can just, this is how I check in with my body. And a couple of ways that you can use it. So when you close your eyes, if you just shrink your consciousness, now you see this black expansive, right? Your consciousness. Shrink that perception. Shrink that perception into a little bitty marble. And of course, always, before you start doing any healing work, you call in your higher self, call in your archangels, call in your guides, call in starseed lineage, call in creator source. Call in your healing energies. And shrink into a marble, your consciousness. And now just see this marble oscillating. Now send that marble through your third eye. And picture that marble going down the back of your head, into your neck, down to the bottom of your skull. And I picture it going down my windpipe. And you can kind of start feeling your body now. I start feeling a glow. And then I picture right above my heart, in my high heart, I picture a control room. Kind of like an airport control room. So I open up that door. And when you open up that door for the first time, And you imagine in your heart, right? This is where it's connecting all the energy points in your body. Because it is the first thing that's formed in gestation. So say hello. For me, the first time I saw, you know, a bunch of oscillating, and it was kind of like, "Err." So tell your body hello. Tell it thank you. Thank you for supporting you. Thank you for the aches and pains that you might be having right now. Thank your body for getting your attention. Thank your body for showing you there's a block for this gentleman, right? For this viewer, Danielle, and when she frantically called me that he's got this tumor, I said, no, he does not. You do energy healing. You've announced to the world you can energy heal. Now you have to believe that you can. And he has to believe that it's just this negative energy. It's something in his life that his body is putting in his reality to cause attention to it, just so it can be purged, so it can be let go. And do you know that 3 days later when he went back for a scan, that mass was gone? I just found out yesterday. She let me know. It was gone. So there was some blockage or something going on within his energy field, and this is how it manifested. But this was also a test for their souls. So much power came out of that scenario that at first seemed so devastating. And now it's a miracle. And now that couple has the strength to realize their faith. And that while something looked so dark and something looked like so hopeless, that it ended up being a light that rekindled their relationship and their faith and is moving them into much higher dimensions and ascending them. So beautiful. Medications, we don't need them. When I first got activated, I quit everything. You know, I had my ovaries, everything taken out. I stopped taking my antidepressant. I stopped taking even the hormone, because I knew that if I told my body to balance out my hormones, that it would. And our bodies are going through this complete change. When I look at pictures just from, you know, Christy, from just 5 months ago, I can't even recognize myself, because we were so fractaled and our souls were so fractaled out into these different timelines, and we weren't blending them back together, which is what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to stay fractaled out. But if we're not talking to our body, and if we're not telling our body consciously to heal, to renew, and loving it for the reality, for what it's manifesting, so that we can correct it and balance out those energies and balance out our vessels, so that we can hear source, so that we can manifest truly what our spark is here to manifest. So open that door. Realize that our bodies are so powerful. Realize this is why we've been suppressed. Realize that your soul planned this journey, and that whatever's popping up in our reality, no matter how it might seem, that it's just a lesson to help us get to the next point. Because in this lifetime, the next points are endless. And in this lifetime, we can live hundreds of years. And in this lifetime, our consciousness and our bodies are united not only within our individual vessels, but are the age of a new humanity, because they're intertwined with love and compassion and resonance, so that as a collective, as humanity, as human beings on this planet, we no longer have to live in this polarity, and we're bringing back heaven on earth. So I hope that's helpful. I've also done some videos just on, talking to your body just for aesthetic reasons. I gotta pull pictures and show them to you guys. You'll trip out if you saw. I was 240 pounds when I had my son. Our bodies are gonna get leaner. Your muscle gets leaner, less dense. Your sleep, it's going to change when you go through awakening. You're going to go through periods of time where your brain is making so many new connections that is, understanding the lessons and the things that you've learned, and so your brain goes into an overdrive, and then it comes to a point where your body has to assimilate and catch up, and those emotions have to balance out. Your diet will change. Eat whatever you want to eat when you want to eat. You'll go through periods where you'll sleep a lot. You'll go through periods where you can hardly sleep. So just forgive yourself and love yourself. And remember that this is something we all go through, and we all will go through. And sharing your experience and sharing our truth only helps it all to integrate into our lives, so that the process keeps moving, so we start seeing more of these benefits as we're coming out of it. And I'm so grateful for the healing that took place on this channel, and I'm so grateful for the belief and for the faith. Because if we got that, we got everything. So can I get a hoot hoot? Love you all of the all. For I am not small, I am taller than tall. I love you guys. See you soon.